and welcome to Montserrat Radio's daily news report of top trending stories in Montserrat. I am your announcer, Karen Allen Martin. In the headlines today, Tuesday, the 7th of January, 2025, Montserrat embraces financial reforms, the impact of EMIS in Montserrat. Dr. Yvonne Weeks champions Caribbean voices, and Montserrat watches U.S. measures against avian influenza. In a recent session of the United Kingdom House of Commons, the focus turned to the British overseas territories, including Montserrat. Exchequer Secretary James Murray announced significant government assistance aimed at enhancing transparency within the financial sector. His comments come in the wake of persistent concerns regarding tax avoidance and the potential misuse of corporate structures in these territories. Montserrat is no doubt among the British overseas territories to receive this assistance, which underscores the transparency in overseas territories. Murray emphasized that the overseas territory are integral components of the British family and stressed the importance of their elected governments being accountable for various fiscal matters, including tax regulations. This statement may resonate well with Montserratians as it paves the way for more robust governance structures. Moreover, the commitment to adhere to international tax standards aligns with the wider global movement seeking to combat fiscal malfeasance, an aspect that has drawn attention from both local residents and overseas citizens who maintain ties to Montserrat. A highlight of these discussions was the recent launch of a new portal by Montserrat's Financial Services Commission for company registration and incorporation. This innovative platform doesn't just simplify the registration process, it also includes a publicly accessible register of beneficial ownership. The implications of this advancement are profound, as it serves to prevent the potential misuse of local companies from illicit activities such as money laundering and terrorist finance. For residents of Montserrat, this towards corporate transparency is a welcome change that can potentially boost economic confidence and attract international business investment. By ensuring that beneficial ownership is clearly recorded and accessible, Montserrat positions itself as a responsible player in the global financial arena. Conversely, while the new regulations might be welcomed by many, some local business owners might perceive them as additional bureaucratic hurdles. Navigating these changes could pose challenges for those accustomed to a more lenient regulatory environment. The discussion about financial transparency and regulation extends beyond the shores of Montserrat. For Montserratians living abroad, many whom many of whom maintain business interests or family ties on the island. These developments represent both a responsibility and an opportunity. On the one hand, new regulations mean that individuals conducting business in Montserrat must adapt to a more rigorous framework that emphasizes legal and fiscal compliance. This could create apprehension among expatriates who fear the implications of increased scrutiny. On the other hand, heightened standards of transparency can enhance investor confidence and drive economic growth on the island, which may ultimately benefit Monstrosians abroad through better opportunities and potential returns on investment. Additionally, the push for transparency could lead to improved relations with international financial institutions, presenting a pathway for Montserrat to secure funding for development projects and infrastructure improvements. Yet there always exists a delicate balance between attracting foreign investors and ensuring that local entrepreneurs feel their interests are being adequately protected. Therefore, Montserrat's adherence to the highest international tax standards not only fosters an environment of transparency, but also lays the groundwork for long term economic stability. While challenges abound, the potential benefits could significantly enhance the lives of monstrations both on the island and abroad. In a significant move towards modernizing its educational landscape, Montserrat's Ministry of Education is implementing a new education management information system, or EMIS. This initiative aims to bolster communication and enhance teamwork among schools, stakeholders, and families across the island. With the introduction of this centralized database, school leaders, teachers, parents, and students in Montserrat will now have streamlined access to pertinent information, fostering an environment of collaboration and effective communication. The introduction of EMIS marks a transformative step in Montserrat's educational framework. By leveraging technology, the ministry seeks to promote critical performance measures that cater to the diverse needs of students. This initiative is timely, considering Montserrat is among the British Overseas Territories to receive assistance aimed at ensuring transparency in its financial sector. The increased efficiency promised by the EMIS could lead to better allocation of educational resources, thereby enhancing the overall learning experience for students both on the island and abroad. As reported by the Ministry of Education, several milestones have already been achieved in the successful rollout of EMIS. Key developments include the identification of technical personnel, the procurement of necessary software, and enhancements to internet connectivity. These foundational steps are not only crucial for the deployment of EMIS, but also signifies a commitment to improving educational practices and infrastructure on the island. Ultimately, the EMIS aims to provide a platform that identifies effective educational strategies and fosters positive relationships among teachers and students. By promoting shared responsibilities for student success, the system instills a sense of community within schools. However, the implementation process may face challenges, particularly concerning the training of educators to effectively utilize this new system. Addressing these inadequacies promptly will be vital to ensuring that the benefits of EMIS are realized across the entire educational ecosystem. The implications of the EMIS rollout extend beyond immediate technological upgrades. Residents of Montserrat, both living on the island and abroad, stand to gain significantly from improved educational practices. For those on the island, this system promises a more cohesive educational environment, leading to better academic outcomes and greater preparedness for the future, especially for students transitioning to higher education or the workforce. Conversely, monstrations living abroad might experience enhanced communication regarding their children's educational performance and progress. The EMIS will serve as a bridge connecting families and educators, ensuring that parents stay informed and engaged in their children's education, regardless of their geographic location. However, it is essential to recognize that the successful implementation of such a system requires ongoing support and resources. Failing to address potential conflicts or challenges could hinder the progress envisioned by the ministry. While the introduction of EMIS in Montserrat presents numerous advantages for both local and expatriate communities, it also brings to light the necessity of adequate training, and resource allocation for a truly successful educational transformation. The future of education in Montserrat is poised for improvement, driven by technology, collaboration, and an unwavering commitment to student success. Montserratian cultural icon Dr. Yvonne Weeks, a celebrated writer and poet, is on a mission to elevate the Caribbean literary arts. As the chair of the Frank Collymore Literary Endowment Committee in Barbados, her commitment not only enriches the region's cultural tapestry, but also ensures that emerging voices within the literary community are heard loud and clear. With the award event now in its 27th year, Dr. Weeks emphasizes a dual focus, maintaining high standards while also ensuring inclusive representation of diverse genres, from fiction, poetry, and spoken word. The evolution of the event has introduced new categories and opportunities for writers, reflecting both the changing landscape of literature and the committee's dedication to empowering the next generation of creatives. Dr. Weeks has highlighted exciting developments, such as the recent addition of a spoken word element, which has significantly broadened the scope of participation. With this evolution, the committee continues to nurture artistic growth, offering financial prizes from the top four, that is, the top three winners, while also providing developmental awards designed to pair promising writers with experienced mentors. This holistic approach builds a supportive environment that not only rewards success, but also fosters improvement. For monstrations living both on the island and abroad, Dr. Weeks' efforts present both advantages and disadvantages. On one hand, these initiatives create a pathway for literary recognition and development, helping writers from Montserrat gain visibility in wider Caribbean contexts. The acknowledgement provided by the Frank Collymore Literary Endowment Committee can lead to opportunities for networking, publication, and potentially even international acclaim, greatly benefiting local authors aiming to carve out their space on a global stage. Conversely, the high standards and stringent criteria required to enter the competition can be intimidating for emerging writers who may lack access to resources or mentorship. Dr. Weeks recognizes this challenge, noting the unfortunate reality that some submissions don't meet the criteria due to common mistakes. This situation points to a broader issue regarding the support mechanisms available for monstrations, as potential writers may face obstacles that hinder their participation. The gap between those who can afford training and mentorship opportunities and those who cannot reinforces existing disparities in access to literary resources. An important aspect of the award process involves rigorous evaluation, which seeks to balance quality with inclusivity. Dr. Weeks's description of the committee's deliberation process reveals an intent to elevate literary excellence while being adaptive to authors' unique stories and approaches. The selection process is not merely about meeting a checklist, but engages in lively discussions on themes, originality, and narrative structure. The challenges they face, such as occasional submissions that fall short of expectations, highlight an imperative, the need for greater educational initiatives to prepare potential entrants. The committee's commitment to embracing innovation in the evaluation process is commendable. By providing feedback and constructive criticism through developmental awards, they are not just selecting winners, They are nurturing the very fabric of Caribbean literature. This underlines the need for an ongoing dialogue around literary standards, one that encourages writers to explore new ideas while also ensuring their work resonates on a deeper level. As for the broader implications for Montserrat, the involvement of Dr. Weeks signifies a critical step towards revitalizing the literary arts, inciting hope for future generations of writers drawn from all walks of life. What is the state of Calypso in Montserrat? This pressing question has emerged following the recent carnival season, where the Calypso finals showcased a surprising scarcity of familiar faces. Notably absent were influential artists like Monarchs, Cupid, Taboo, and Candy, stirring concern about the competition's vitality. The event, which saw Garnet Silk Thompson crowned victor, did little to dispel the growing fears regarding the art form's future. With fewer competitors, the competition's intensity has diminished, leading many to question whether the spirit that once defined Calypso is fading. In conversations with Calypso stalwart Kenneth Fenter, the dire state of this genre is further eliminated. Fenton's ominous declaration that Calypso is dying a slow death encapsulates a sentiment shared by many enthusiasts. The artistry, passion, and innovation that once flourished are now perceived as stagnant, with critics remarking that recent performances lack freshness. This stagnation raises fundamental concerns about what it means for monstrations, both on the island and abroad, whose cultural identity is deeply intertwined with this vibrant musical genre. As the vibrations of calypso seem to weaken, residents of Montserrat grapple with the ramifications. The cultural significance of calypso extends beyond music. It is a vital element of the island's heritage and collective identity. Festivals, gatherings, and even daily life are often infused with the rhythms and lyrics characteristic of calypso. Thus, a decline in this art form could signify a deeper erosion of the cultural landscape, potentially leaving a void in community cohesion. Furthermore, the impact is felt strongly among Monstratians living abroad, who rely on calypso as a connection to their homeland. For many, the music serves as a bridge to nostalgia and community. If the state of calypso continues to wane, these expatriates may increasingly feel detached from their roots, leading to a loss of cultural heritage and identity. While some may argue that the digital era allows for the global dissemination of Caribbean music, nothing can replicate the local essence that calypso has historically embodied. Despite the concerns surrounding calypso's sustainability, there is potential for that is a revival if stakeholders act decisively. Community members, cultural organizations, and artists must come together to revitalize this cherished art form. Initiatives such as workshops, mentorship programs, and promotional events could serve to engage younger generations, fostering new talent while also encouraging originality and creativity. This approach not only aims to regenerate passion for calypso, but also to ensure that it remains relevant in rapidly changing cultural landscape. On the flip side, neglecting these issues could lead to further isolation of calypso. The repetitiveness noted by Edwin Red Ride Martin rings true when considering the need for innovation and evolution. A focus solely on preserving tradition without embracing change may stifle creativity, leaving the genre susceptible to extinction. As the island and its artists navigate these challenges, It will be crucial to seek a path that both honors the past and embraces the future of Calypso. While the state of Calypso in Montserrat raises alarms, it also presents an opportunity for reflection and action. The evolution of this vital cultural form will ultimately depend on the collective effort of all monstrations to champion innovation while celebrating their rich heritage. As health officials in Montserrat keep a vigilant watch over the United States government's proactive stance on potential disease outbreaks, the island's residents are bracing for the implications of such measures. The Biden administration's recent announcement regarding increased funding to combat avian influenza, particularly the H5N1 strain, has stirred conversations about pandemic preparedness and the safety of poultry products imported from the United States. With concerns about the virus's risk to human health, the situation raises important questions for both local residents and monstrations living abroad. On the heels of a series of health crises, the Biden administration has proposed a robust response to the looming threats posed by avian influenza. This initiative includes nearly doubling their commitment to prevent possible outbreaks, allocating an impressive $306 million towards improving hospital preparedness, enhancing research on therapeutics, diagnostics, and vaccines. Health experts are particularly focusing on the H5N1 strain, a virus notorious for its leth- lethality in birds and its potential to lead to humans. Although the current risks to humans remain classified as low by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the specter of a pandemic similar to that of COVID 19 looms large, with the U.S. already investing over $1.8 billion in this endeavor since the prior spring. The stakes are high. Additionally, about $103 million of the new funding will support state and local efforts to track and test individuals exposed to infected animals, as well as educate livestock workers and others at increased risk. For monstrations, particularly those who depend on imports from the United States, these measures bring both advantages and disadvantages. Increased funding and resources devoted to monitoring the outbreak can provide a safety buffer on the one hand. Improved testing and tracking methods may ensure that Montserrat remains well informed and ready to respond should the situation worsen. Furthermore, the assurance from health officials regarding the safety of pasteurized milk products can help ease fears surrounding food safety. On the flip side, the island's reliance on U.S. poultry products heightens the vulnerability of its food supply chain. Should the H5N1 strain begin to spread effectively among humans or through poultry, monstrations may face increased prices or shortages of essential food items. Residents living abroad may also experience anxiety regarding the repercussions on their families back home, creating a sense of solidarity and distress as they monitor the unfolding situation. While the U.S. measures are commendable, Montserrat must consider how to align its local response with developments abroad. There remains a potential inadequacy in direct communication between the U.S. health initiatives and Montserrat's local health officials, which could lead to conflicting strategies and responses should the situation escalate. Moreover, the immediate need for a comprehensive plan tailored to Montserrat's unique context is paramount. As the global landscape evolves, Montserrat needs to evaluate strengths and weaknesses inherent in its health infrastructure. While the Biden administration's focus on avian influenza presents a proactive front, It implores Montserrat to develop its own contingency plan, enhancing local readiness to avoid being caught off guard. Public health education, improved data collection, and community engagement will be essential components in this endeavor. As monstrations navigate the complexities of avian influenza's potential impacts, vigilance and preparedness will be crucial. Health officials continue to monitor the situation closely, ensuring that the island remains safeguarded against looming threats. This concludes One Montserrat Radio's weekday broadcast of top trending stories in Montserrat. I am Karen Allen Martin. Thank you for watching. On behalf of One Montserrat Radio's news team, have a productive